Hey everybody, I'm the Eternal Composer, and this is the Q&A video special that was supposed to go out quite a while ago. Well, let me see. Also not really doing this based off a script, I'm just kind of freestyle on this one. So, correct me if I'm wrong, originally I was supposed to make a Q&A at 700 subs, but that went and passed quicker than I expected. So, at first I was kind of thinking, alright, maybe I can make another one at around 1,000 or 2,000, but I figured instead of waiting for something like that, because that actually passed by the time I was thinking about that, so let's just make a Q&A video to begin with. To be fair, I figured, hey, why not? Get quite a bit more people that are interested in the channel. The ASMR is doing pretty well, the channel grew exponentially, and a lot more subscribers now. So, with that said, looks like a lot more people would be more curious in terms of learning who I am, or learning what I do, or just so on and so forth. So I suppose with all that said, I might as well go through the questions. Actually, I haven't read any of them. This will be my first time going through them, which I doubt anyone will have asked me anything that will be necessarily bad. I did first off ask, actually, let me read off what I said specifically. I will say, as a general rule, don't ask me any, quote-unquote, Nazi for war questions, political questions, or anything too creepy. You can submit your question to me using this post by commenting your questions. Okay, so, looks like it's basically just kind of those three rules. So from there, let's start off, shall we? Let's see. Up in the Stars has asked me, where am I from? Any games you're looking forward to in the future? How are you, if you are, staying sane during COVID? What are some inspirations for your art? That looks like there's more. Do you have any other hobbies, skills outside of YouTube? What are your plans for the future of your channel? Do you have a movie or genre? Anime recommendations, music preference? Well, quite a bit of questions, and I never necessarily said you're only allowed to ask one, so, why not? I got nothing better to do anyway. Might as well answer them. Let's see. Where am I from? I won't say where specifically, just that I'm from the United States, Southern California. Very, very close to Disneyland. About like what? Like 15 minutes away? Not very far. I could live in a better area, but I really don't mind it. I've grown accustomed to this. I actually didn't always used to live here. Funny enough, and I believe this video might actually get demonetized for me even saying this word. Previously, before I lived here, I used to live in Riverside, in a specific town that unfortunately there seems to be a virus named after. Well, it's not named after, it's just, it has the same name. But that's where I used to be from. That was my hometown, actually. Really miss it. Really simple, rolling hills, green grass, beautiful mountains, great vista. What more could I want? Actually, one day I do plan on moving back there, but I'm not really sure. I did originally have some other plans of maybe one day moving to either Australia or New Zealand and starting a family there and having a nice simple life, but sometimes things change. But I also really do love where I live now, so who knows what will happen. Anyways, any games you're looking forward to in the future? Well, let's see. Nothing I can think of right now. I know Cyberpunk as of right now, Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to be released in, I think, November as of this day, which is around, let's see, it's November 2nd today. Not really have too much of an interest in it, but I'm looking forward to the re-release of the first Fire Emblem game, which will finally be in English. That'll be nice. Other than that, I can't really think of any other games right now. I haven't really been keeping up with them. Let's see. How are you, if you are, staying sane during COVID? I guess I'm staying sane. Mostly just by keeping myself entertained, watching YouTube, watching movies here and there. Let's see, but mostly just keeping myself busy, working, drawing. Also hanging out with friends. It's very important to, if you can, be around loved ones and your friends. Kind of keep your mental attitude up there. It really helps. What are some inspirations for your art? Well, ooh boy, that can actually be a bit of a deep question for me. Well, not that it's necessarily, it's more of I have a bit of a deeper answer. Well, some inspirations for my art. How do I answer that? Several things. One, this is gonna sound a little silly. I don't necessarily see the world normally, and I don't mean that in the way of like, oh, I'm some inspirational, pompous artist that sees things quite differently. No, it's literally because whenever I hear music, I am seeing color with it, or more so, I'm hearing color. So whenever, I don't remember what the thing is called. It's like a thing some people have. So let's say if you're playing a certain song, to me sometimes that song will either be a variety of colors, or it'll just be like, this song is purple. I really don't like this song because it's purple. This is giving me a really bad headache. So that's one reason why I can at least have some inspiration for my art. I see the world quite literally differently. So I always want to kind of show that in a way if I can. But two, how do I say this? I see life as art, and because I love life and I love art equally, I'm just a big fan of both. And there's a little bit more into that of why I see life as art that I'm not going to quite go into. It's a little bit more of a deeper meaning to me. And, but for those of you that know me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a little bit more of a deeper answer. Let's see. Do you have any other hobby skills outside of YouTube? Literally everything I do for YouTube is my hobby. Which is not to say I don't have any hobbies. I have a lot. Drawing, writing, reading, playing instruments, listening to the music, painting, sketching. Let's see. Making things, crafting things. You name it. Doing voice acting, doing silly voices. Let's see. Creating stories. There's a lot. If it's a hobby, more than likely you can imagine that at one point I'll be interested in it, and I'll teach myself how to be interested in it. What are my plans for the future of my channel? Not really sure. I do at one point want to start making actual, I want to say reviews, but let's say more think pieces about videos or games that I like. I've wanted to do that for a while, but another thing I've been thinking about recently, an inspiration from a lot of channels I like, but mostly due to channels like, to an extent, let's say, JonTron, Nitorad, Relax, who else am I thinking of? I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but channels like that, I've always wanted to do small little sketch parts for the videos I've always had. So that's something I want to do at one point. And it's not exactly a big goal I have, it's just more so something I want to do. My channel is something I have just because it's something that's fun to me. Not more something that is like a big part of my life. I mean, it is, but it's not my main goal. It's just something I like doing. And if it earns me money on the side, hey, why not? Let's see, favorite movie or genre? Favorite movie? Ooh, that's tough. There's a lot of movies I love. I love The Hobbit, I love all the Star Wars movies, specifically the prequels and the original trilogy. And favorite genre? I would have to say either sci-fi, fantasy, or a good murder mystery is fun. Let's see. Let's see. Any anime recommendations? I don't really watch anime much, but a really good friend that was close to me, or not was, is close to me, recommended to me, well, a lot of people recommended to me this, but it wasn't until one friend finally, kind of like explained, like, hey, this is what this is about, you would really like this, was Full Metal Alchemist. And I know some people, I guess that's somewhat basic in the form of, it's a really good anime, like seriously, such a great anime, I'm glad I watched it. But also, it's just a great show, I recommend that to anyone. If you've already seen it, I'm not sure what else I could really recommend. I love JoJo, that's fun. Baby Beastars, that was nice. But yeah, those are all things I recommend. Music preference. My name is the Eternal Composer. That kind of goes without saying that I kind of love music as a whole. I love almost every aspect and form of music. I think the only genre of music I'm not too keen on is usually just hip-hop and rap. That's about it. I don't really have a particular favorite. Some that I do love a little bit more than others are jazz, let's see, rock, and yeah, that's about it. Moving on to the next question. From Catboy Lover. Hello there. 1. What's your name? I'm sorry, I can't really say that, but you can call me Nick. 2. Do you watch any anime? If so, which one's your favorite? Again, don't really watch that much anime. And those that are my favorite, that's a good point. I would definitely have to say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. My god, I'm so glad I watched that. Beautiful show. I absolutely love it. Any anime besides that? Nothing I can really think of. There are some I liked, but I don't think I can necessarily go back and watch it without it, let's say, causing a good tear or two. That being Violet Evergarden. Man, I can't watch that show alone. Yeah, I don't think I will be watching that show anytime soon for a while. Yikes. Not that it's a bad anime, it's just, it's sad. It's not hard to make me sad, actually. 3, how old are you? You know, it's really interesting, a lot of people, let's say this, whenever you see me, people think I'm younger than what I am. Whenever people hear me, they think I'm way older than I am. In reality, as of right now, November 2nd, 2020, I'm 22. Just recently turned 22, actually. Oh, looks like there's more questions. Number 4, are you sleeping and eating well? Oh, well, as of lately, unfortunately no, that was because I had actually got out of the emergency room not long ago because something had happened to my pancreas. Not fun. But for the most part, yeah, I'm sleeping better now. Am I eating well? I mean, I'm able to eat solids now. I'll take that if I can. But besides that, I normally have a very good sleep schedule, and normally I eat pretty well. But other than that, I'm recovering. Oh, let's see. Okay, that is all. ILY. Thank you. Next up is Noah Psycho. I don't know. Just one question, how are you feeling? Are you eating good and drinking enough? Thanks. Let's see, how am I feeling? I've been better. Let's see. Been having a little bit of anxiety as of late due to, well, not really due to anything in particular. I've had it for a while. Sometimes it spikes up, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's gone for a while, sometimes it just kind of hits you full force. Usually around the last 3 months, it kind of hits me a little stronger than normal. But, that's usually due to quite a number of reasons that are more personal. We'll get into them, but for the most part, I'm doing fine. Could be doing better, but I plan on doing better. That's something I want to do as well. Am I eating and drinking enough? Well, am I eating well enough for the fact that I got out of the hospital? I think I am. I would like to eat better and can't wait to get better. But I'm certainly drinking enough and making sure I'm keeping my fluids down. So thanks. Let's see. Are you going to continue ASMR on your channel? And if so, what kind of ASMR are you going to make? Ooh. I will. Right now I'm taking a break from ASMR due to some personal events, as well as my health as well. Don't worry, I do plan on getting back to it. I plan on getting back to it for a few reasons. A, I make ASMR to help other people. B, this is going to sound a little silly. I also like making ASMR just because I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic. Actually, no, I'm a huge hopeless romantic. So being able to say things like that actually is also something nice. It's something I very much enjoy doing. And it's somewhat more of when I'm with someone or if I am with someone, that's kind of how I treat them. So it's nice to know that it's kind of like a little bit of practice for when I'm with someone or when I'm not with someone, or you can also see it like, almost like a bit of a resume of like, hey, this is how I'll treat someone if I'm with you. So, third reason, it brings in a paycheck. But no, I also, for the most part, I really do just want to do it because I love helping people. But yes, I will be doing it, just not for a bit. I need a little bit of time to myself right now. But thank you. I will get back to it. Oh, and this question was from Catty Girl Abby. Thank you. Next question from Broken Potato. Hey, Broken. What got you inspired to make the content that's in your channel? Oh, well, that depends. As for my gameplay stuff, I wanted to make Let's Plays and stuff like that as not only like a means of like not like a memory capsule or like a time capsule, like, hey, this is what I was doing around this time, this is who I was friends with, this is what I was into, you know. And also, like, hey, if I can, I want to show people the games that I'm interested and passionate in. Sometimes it's games that people are familiar with, sometimes it's games that no one has any idea about. So, it's fun. And, you know, because of that. But also, as for the ASMR, like I said, I really want to help people, I'm a huge hopeless romantic, and so on. So, I guess there's that. But I do at one point want to start making like skit kind of like videos. I would love to do that. I've always really wanted to do that. It's just so fun. I'm actually a very animated and passionate person, and I love doing voices. So not only do I just do the voices like, you know, ASMR kind of voices like, hey, how's everything going? I'm gonna be here for you. I'm never gonna leave your side. But also there's the kind of things like, hey everybody, how's everything going? Oh, this isn't really that kind of a good voice. It's just kind of showing I can do different kind of voices.
Or to show that I can do different kinds of variety of voices. But really, it's just I have a lot of fun doing it, and I love being silly and animated. Yeah.
So, it's just things like that. Anyways, moving on. Untitled folder. Oh hey Ash. What's the first step you take when you decide you want to record a Let's Play? Well, I can be serious in that answer, which some people might want to hear, but I can also be more liberal with that kind of answer, so I'll give both sides. When I'm ready to record, especially when I'm doing a Let's Play, make sure I have my computer on, plug in everything I need, so I get my Elgato capture card, plug in all that, you know, make sure that's plugged into the TV, make sure that's plugged into the game console, plug it into the computer, yada yada, set my chair up, set it, my mic, so that way I'm, you know, decently close to the TV and able to see everything, so that's more of a pragmatic way of being able to check everything's running. Hell, even before I record, I'll make sure I do a test recording with my mic just to make sure that everything's flowing, everything's working, audio is leveled off. Sometimes it's leveled off in the recording, but when I go to edit it later, it sounds different. So, that's still a bit of a problem I'm still working on. Like, for example, right before I record, it'll basically be testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, do, re, mi. That's what I've always said before all of my recordings every single time. I usually edit that part out, but it's to make sure everything's recording and working. But before I record mentally, usually I make sure I want to be in a good mood, want to make sure I'm, you know, kind of fluid and loose, both mentally and physically. I want to make sure that I'm kind of in a spot mentally where I can just kind of not only be myself, but also be awake and aware enough so that way I can get a good commentary and say something that is on my mind that I think maybe people might find interesting. I've never really thought of myself as like a comedian or a jokester, just more someone that's really passionate, really loves the things that I'm into. So that's something I really like sharing with a lot of people. I absolutely love sharing that with my family, friends, and my special people in my life. So I'm glad I'm always able to kind of get that through. Sometimes I can in my videos, sometimes I can't. It's a mixed bag, but for the most part, I think I usually am able to come across that. But thank you for asking. Let's see, next and final question is from EmperorCatfish. Oh, that is a cute little picture of a cat. I'm such a sucker for cute animals. Like seriously, sometimes some of the people in my Discord, like they'll just have like a picture of something really cute, like a cute little animal, and that is enough for me to just stop right there, and it's just like, oh, that's cute. Oh, sorry. I have a really soft spot for a lot of cute things like animals or just being able to help people or just like, I don't know. I'm just a pretty friendly and outgoing guy, and it's how do I put this? I basically completely wear my emotions on my heart and my sleeve. It's easy to make me happy, a little also easy to get me emotional or sad. I wouldn't say it's not really easy to get me mad, thankfully. But, I'm glad to say that I have the full gamut of emotions, and they run pretty strongly. So, I'm proud to say that that's something that makes me who I am. I seem a little silly, but hey, that's me for you. Anyways, you had asked me, what made you want to do YouTube? Well, again, like I was saying earlier, it was just a mixture of, I really wanted to do something that showcase, here's my interest, here's what I'm interested in, here's what I like at the time, but it was also kind of like, I don't know, it looked like fun. It really looked a lot like fun. I wanted to, at one point, make a community around people that have similar interests or are just able to enjoy that passion alongside with me. Not only that passion, but also just like, hey, maybe you can kind of get a different perspective on how I see things and how I treat people or so on and so forth. Like, for example, normally whenever I'm playing a horror game, there's times where it's like people will be like, oh my god, they get jumpy really easily. But there's also times where I'll be just completely serious and it's more like, okay, I'm gonna get through this. I can get through this. Oh yeah, I will. But then there's also times where someone is going through a game like an RPG and it's like, screw this character, do this. But whenever I see the character, it's like, oh, I don't want something bad to happen to you. I'm sorry about that. Here, let's see if we can help you if any way, if we can. Or hey, I maybe don't disagree with what you're saying, but I can see why you're saying that. So I kind of get myself a little bit in the shoes of the characters I'm playing, or just in the world that I'm in, so it's just the way I operate with things normally, and I'm glad I get to kind of share that through my channel. So hence why I also kind of made it. Again, I really just love showing off the things I make and do. I'm really kind of a passionate person, as anyone that knows me can kind of see, especially those that are really close to me. And by really close to me, I mean things like, family members, friends, best friends, significant others, and so on. So, I'm glad to be able to say that. But, it looks like that's all the questions. For the most part, if anyone ever, has any more questions, like, for example, if I missed anything, feel free to just ask me a question and I'll answer it normally. I'm basically an open book. I really don't mind, interacting with people. But now that I'm at 3,000 subscribers, I maybe should think of something for the next milestone. After all, I did kind of say something might happen at 3,000, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do something at 5,000. I'll think of what I'll do at around both those chunks, but if you have anything you want to say to me, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or even you just want to talk, I'm always here. I'm always willing to talk to people. So I hope all of you have a great day, and take care. Remember, you're always going to be cared for. You're never alone. This has been the Digital Composer. See ya, and take care.